Hello and welcome to day 98 of Dungeon 23. We're almost day 100. Maybe there'll be something special, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, for today, this is going to be a very simple room. Well, not super simple, basically simple. So, I said earlier that because this whole dungeon is kind of shaped like a spiderweb pattern, that I want to have like the wandering boss monster, or the boss, or whatever it is, of this floor be like a spider themed guy. So I'm gonna put a little bit of a hint to that here. And this room is covered in just a really big spider web, like lots of webs, that behaves exactly the same as the web spell. Now, if you don't know, the way the web spell works is it just basically covers an entire area in webbing, and entering it for the first time or ending your turn in it means you have to make a dex save versus the spell DC. Now, because this isn't really a spell and there's no spellcaster, I just set the DC as 13. And if you walk in there, you don't fail that, or you do fail that save, then you're restrained. And at the end of your turn, you could use your, basically, at the end of your turn, you can choose to try breaking out with a strength check as opposed to dexterity, or not check but save, as opposed to dexterity save to avoid getting it in the first place. Other than that, of getting like restrained, it's also considered difficult terrain, so you have half movement, and I believe they are flammable, but I'm not sure what the damage of that is. But if it does come up, then you just check the web spell, because obviously these webs behave exactly as the spell does. The only difference being that it's a part of the environment. It's not, isn't, there's no creature casting it, the spell. There's nothing to break concentration because it's just a thing that exists here. These webs are non-magical, but they behave as if they're the web spell. And it's a conjuration spell, so it's always a bit weird whether, like, a thing you conjure will be considered magical or not. Because you're, like, conjuring mundane webs, aren't you? Or are you not? Because the way conjuration works is you're taking something from somewhere and putting it somewhere else. You aren't actually creating webs. You're basically teleporting webs. If you were, like, manifesting webs, then it would probably be either evocation or abjuration. Probably more so abjuration because it's like a defensive thing, like a barrier. But also, like, illusion has a lot of spells where you have to, like, summon things from, like, the Shadowfell through, like, shadow stuff and shadow magic, like either create or fabricate, one of those two. Or is it the one where, I forget the actual spell, but basically you just create a thing using, like, quote unquote shadow stuff. And there's also things like the Shadow Steed and Shadow Blade and things like that where it should probably be like evocation because you're like summoning up this like dark energy, or conjuration because you're summoning this like ethereal physical material from like some shadowy place, some Shadowfell. I don't know. The way magic is categorized in D&D is very weird because technically everything would be conjuration and maybe conjuration and enchantment. I don't know. It's weird. But this is our room. Also, skeletons in there. They're not active. They're not animate. They're just dead skeletons for the signify that something has died there. They don't have any loot. They're just dead skeletons. And yeah, that's our room. Just skeletons in a giant spider web. That's simple to walk through. Maybe the chase get back to it. Maybe if they encounter the wandering spider monster guy, whoever it is, I haven't decided yet, here, then, obviously the spider has like the web walker characteristic to like not get stuck by them. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to that. But again, this has been day 98. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching and or listening. And I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.